Good morning or good afternoon. This is Coach Anthony Williams, founder and CEO of Connected Athletics. We are a startup based company based out of Austin, Texas, and we are focused on creating a platform for student athletes to connect with other student athletes, for student athletes to connect with college coaches during the recruiting process, but more importantly, to help student athletes successfully transition from high school to college and then either into a pro career or a career in their field of choice. We've got yet another exciting prospect, somebody I got to know personally over the last year as I invited him to the FBU Adidas Freshman All-American game back in December. He is a class of 23 starting center for a strong program, Nolan Catholic up in the Dallas area. He's 6'1", 255, and I think he's going to update that on his weight here pretty quickly. Great GPA of 4.0, and he was a captain for us at the All-American game in Naples, Florida. Noah Ponce. Noah, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Noah, it's good to see you again. I haven't seen you in a while, and as I mentioned earlier, you look really good, and we're going to talk about that. Tell us, with COVID-19 right now and not being able to work out with your team and things about to open up, tell me what you've been doing to stay in shape and what you plan on doing with things opening up here pretty soon.
Up until a couple of weeks ago, I had been doing at-home workouts, but recently I've acquired some weight plates. So I've been able to expand on my workouts and really been focusing on specific muscle groups each day. My coaches, they've been sending out workouts each week along with challenges. Those have been real fun. They for sure keep us in shape. And I've been incorporating some jump rope into my routine, trying to keep my cardio up and it helps my footwork as well. And I always prioritize try to get a stretch in every day.
Okay. What about your position specific stuff? Are you snapping every day? What are you doing to stay sharp as far as your specific position at center?
At home, I focus and dedicate time to my stance and my pass sets every day. I also on Saturdays I go to a trainer. His name's Patrick Lewis. He's a Texas A&M alum. He played with Johnny Manziel down in that great team. But he's been great. He's a center as well. He showed me a lot of stuff that's helped me a lot.
Knowing I know a college coach, you're going to listen to this and wonder, do you also long snap? Let them know. Are you just a center or are you somebody that can also long snap in the special teams game?
I'm currently not a long snapper. I definitely want to get into it. It
Okay.
seems something that could take me far with a center, but I look to get into it in the future.
Okay. Well, I mentioned it earlier, the tees, when you came out to Naples last December, you were a good size, but you look like you put on some good weight. Tell me how much weight you put on and what you've been doing successfully to do that.
I put on a good 20 pounds of healthy weight, and what I've been doing is make sure I get my protein in, my meats, my protein shakes. I've been drinking this meal replacement by Redcon. It's really helped me out, and just getting a good pump in every day. Make sure you're exercising and expanding those muscles.
So Noah, what's your current height and weight right now as you get ready to go into the season?
I'm currently 6'1", 265, but I'm ready to get into the season, start rolling, start pumping, start practicing.
That's a great segue. Let's bring up your huddle video and have you commentate to us once again. For the coach who don't know, Noah is class of 23, so he played his freshman year on varsity at Nolan Catholic, which was one of the stronger programs in Texas. Let's bring up your video. Just have you talk to us about your technique and who you're facing and things like that. All right, let me find the play button and just walk us through these. Here we go, Noah.
On this play, we're playing All Saints, and it's a rivalry game, so there's a lot of tension, a lot of emotion going into this. But on that specific play, I had a guy that was wide, so I know that I can't really step vertical because I'll miss him. So if I step flat, I'll cut off an inside move as well. I'll get to him real easily, and he tried to swim inside on me on that play, and I was able to drive him into the end zone. On this play, we're facing TCA. It's a bark block, so I pinch down to give the D tackle to the center since the guard is pulling, and I take that DN and I drove my feet while I grabbed on and I pancaked him. On this play, it was one of my few plays at center during the season. The kid jumped off sides, and that shows my great ball get off. On this, it's just a simple down block, and it shows that I'm able to get off the ball fast and react to inside moves as well.
So Nolan,
Again,
tell us real quick. So you've played all three positions, center, guard, and tackle last year?
not guard, but I played center and tackle.
Okay.
That's one of my strengths, I think, is that I can play all 5 positions on the O-line. I'm be able to do whatever the coach tells me to do.
I like it. I like the attitude.
Here we're facing Eastern Hills again, and it's just a good snap, good inside block. Right here, it's a pass, and that shows my pass block ability, my technique. Right here, we're facing Eastern Hills again, and it shows my recovery on run blocks and my inside hand fight. Right here, I'm in a double team with a tight end, and we just blow up this kid and drive him into the ground. Right here.
Oh, sorry, I want to cut that off here real quick. I want to get into some of the things you're talking about here. Hold on one second. Let me just kill that because there's so much good stuff. Noah, tell us about, you were a freshman last year. You weren't real big. Talk about the focus you had to put on your technique to be successful on Friday nights as a freshman on varsity.
Technique, my dad has always told me, look, you might not be the biggest, fastest, strongest, but you can be technically sound. And I've really put an emphasis on that in the past few years, going to training, O-line specific training, and it's been a real big part of my
life. Okay. Well, let's switch over. The other thing I wanted to ask you, so tell us the story. I mean, you're a freshman. Most freshmen don't start on varsity. Did you start on freshman ball and then impressed? Was there an injury? Tell us about that journey from 8th grade to starting varsity as a freshman.
8th grade in winter, I had played on the Dallas FBU team in 8th grade, and I was introduced to Jake Strong. Jake Strong introduced me to Nolan, and I just got into it. And as time went on during the summer, I just gave my all each and every day during summer workouts, showed my ability with technique as well as strength, and I just worked my tail off. And once we got to 2 days, I found out that I was going to play on varsity, and that was a really cool feeling.
Wow. Okay. Let's switch gears up here a little bit. You got the great 4.0 GPA. Talk to us about the importance that you put on your academics.
Academics has always been a big emphasis for me in my life, and my dad has always emphasized it. He's always said classroom first, grades first. And that shows in my grades. Like you said, I have a 4.0 GPA. I stay on top of my assignments. And I think that'll definitely help me out in college, as well as me going to college preparatory school at Nolan. I feel I'll be more than prepared once I get to college.
Noah, what are some of your favorite subjects that drive that 4.0 GPA?
I love math. Math has always been my strength. I'm good with numbers, good with just math. Yeah.
Okay. Real quick, is there somebody at Nolan Catholic that you'd like to shout out? Maybe a favorite teacher, advisor, or counselor, or an AP that keeps you on track for your academics?
Shout out Miss Lakoko. She's a great math teacher. She really made me enjoy geometry this year. She's a really fun teacher. Helps anybody learn the best way that she can. She helps out any kid. Even if they're advanced, they're not as advanced as everybody else. She just made geometry really easy for me this year.
Awesome. And then also, do you have an idea? I know it's 3 years away, but do you have an idea what you might want to major in college?
I would like to major in marketing. I like selling and presenting products to people. That's always seemed really cool to me. And I also want to minor in finance because I want to know how money works and how I should use it.
That is awesome. I love that combination. No, tell me about your what you consider right now going into your sophomore year. What are your strengths as a player, and what are some of your weaknesses you're going to work on this fall?
My strengths are my technique, my footwork speed, and my pre-snap ability. Like I said, I spend time every day uh, dedicated to my stance and my pass sets. So I work on my technique a lot. I use speed ladder and cones every day to consistently improve on my footwork, and then I feel I can read a defense quickly and am able to recognize how they're going to attack, so I can adjust accordingly to put my O line in a position to succeed. And as far as opportunities to improve, I would definitely like to improve on my hand placement and finishing blocks once I get to the second level.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about your experience in Naples playing against 60 of the top freshmen in the country in your class. Where do you see yourself in the class 23 ranking wise against other linemen, and how do you differentiate your game from your other guys you're competing against?
I think I stand out with my technique. Definitely, I pride myself in that. I might not be the biggest or strongest, but I will always strive to be the most technically sound. I'm able to control what I can control. And in Naples, it was really cool going against some of the best kids in the nation every day in practice, twice a day, just going at it. And then once it got to game time, it just felt natural.
Do you still stay in contact with some of the guys you met down there from all across the country?
Yes, sir. Peyton Sayers out of Kentucky. He's a real good kid. I love that guy. I love meeting him, getting to know him. Tusi, he's a real good guy. He big kid.
Big
He's
Tusi.
a real funny kid. Brendan Storr, Bruce Mitchell, Caleb.
Yeah,
They're all my brothers for life. I love those guys.
that's awesome. Hey, tell me a little bit about. I know it's still early. I know some of our freshmen in that game already got multiple offers, but who are you hearing from? Who you want to hear from, and just kind of where are you in the recruiting process at an early start?
I'm currently not being recruited by anyone, but I know as an offensive lineman, it doesn't happen until later in high school versus, say, the skill positions. But until then, I'll continue to work hard and stay patient. But as far as schools I'd like to have the opportunity to play for, to name a few, it'd be Texas A&M, Clemson, Iowa, Minnesota, and Oklahoma.
Okay. And then just, for those that have not seen you or your family, Noah, what do you think your height and weight will be by the time you graduate from Nolan Catholic?
I hope to be 6'3" and around 295, 300
Okay.
pounds.
That'd be good size. Okay. Um, College coaches always want to understand what your relationship is like with your high school coaching staff. Tell us about your relationship with your position coach and your head coach.
I love my coaching staff. They always check up on how me and my team are doing. My O-line coach / OC, Michael Carlson, he really got me to know the playbook. He helped me truly get prepared for what varsity Texas football is. And my head coach, David Bowden, he always puts an emphasis on showing love to his guys, and he always provides the best opportunities to succeed.
No, there's a lot of eighth graders who are going to maybe see this video and thinking, you know what, I want to be like Noah. I want to be a starting player on varsity. Talk about the difference in speed and size and explosiveness between middle school eighth grade ball and high school varsity.
Middle school, the kids, they're based off, hey, have you played before? And if you do, A team. If you don't, B team, C team. And so once you get to high school, all these kids have played. All the kids on varsity, they know what they're doing. They're fast, they're strong, and I definitely realized that on my first play in varsity. It was really cool. It was cool running down on that field, but boy, was I nervous once I got to that first play.
Well, I mean, so you're going to be probably a 4-year starter. I mean, what is it like going into your second year and you already have the varsity experience? You've already transitioned to the speed and power of the game. What should we look forward to seeing from you as the next step up in your game in your sophomore year?
As I transition from right tackle to center, I think I'll definitely have my highlights will pop more because center is my natural position. But I hope to just stay stronger, stay faster, get improvement on my technique each and every day.
Okay. Looking forward to college and the recruiting process. What are you looking forward to in a college? What are some of the things that are going to be important to you and your family when you make that decision? Will it be distance from home, culture, scheme, family atmosphere? What's important to you right now?
Definitely the family atmosphere and feeling safe and at home. It's always good for me to I want to feel good that I can stay there for 4 years and be able to get my degree without missing
I like
home.
it.
And definitely the academics as well.
Yep. Who's going to be involved in helping you make that decision here in the next 2 to 3 years and where you'll commit to?
I'd say my parents, they know what's best for me. They're always right. And I really think they'll have a big influence on where I go.
Okay. Talk to me about your parents and your family. Are you an only child? Are you the baby? Are you the oldest? Give us some of the dynamics of the Ponce family.
I'm the oldest. I have a little brother named Nathan. I have two parents at home, my mom and my dad. They both work really hard to make opportunities for me and my brother, and I'm really grateful for him. Me and my brother, we have a close bond. We do a lot of stuff together. I love him a lot.
Tell me about the importance of and the role of being the big brother and watching over your siblings.
Being the big brother, it's a big responsibility. You are the, I wouldn't say you're the star child, but you're more of the role model that you gotta do the right things to show your brother to make sure he doesn't get into bad things, get in the bad crowd, get good grades, all that good stuff.
Okay. Tell me somebody outside of your family that's had a positive impact in your life or has an influence on you right now.
I think I'm Jackson Newville out of Allen High School.
Yep.
He got me into O-line specific training, especially Brandon Tucker, who with trench warfare, who has presented me with such great opportunities, introduced me to some phenomenal people that have greatly improved my game over the past few years. And my dad, he's instilled a great work ethic into me. He keeps me down to earth, keeps me humble. He laid my foundation and my footwork and my technique, and he's the best dad you could ask for.
Awesome. That's good to hear. Tell me about when somebody watches you play, who do you pattern your game off of either at the college or the pro level?
Joe Tooney for the New England Patriots. He, knock on wood, he's very durable. He can play all five positions on the O-line. He sticks people up in the pass game at the line of scrimmage, and he blows people off the ball in the run game.
Okay. Obviously, you know that playing football at a high level comes with a lot of sacrifice and overcoming adversity. Give us an example in your life, either personally or dealing with football, that you had to overcome some type of adversity.
A few years back, I had a tournament in Round Rock, Texas, and it was a tournament, and I was thrown in the team late. I didn't get much practice time. They were based in a shotgun, and at the time I was just only used to going under center. So I definitely struggled at first. It was hard, but once time went on, I got the hang of it and I pulled it through.
Okay, I like it. Tell me, when did you start playing the game of football, and tell us why you love the game of football.
I started playing when I was real young, back in first grade. I remember all the long Saturdays I had staying at the fields. There's some memories I'll always have. And I love football because it's instilled a great work ethic into me. It's provided an opportunity for me to go get a degree. It's something that'll last with me forever. And it's given me some great friends that'll last far beyond football.
I like it. Let's change gears here. Let's find out about Noah away from football. What are some of your interests? Do you like to hunt, fish, be on the water? What do you do when you're not getting ready for football season?
Man, believe it or not, I like to bake. I like baking cookies, brownies, cakes. That's always fun to me. I like drawing, getting creative, painting, anything Star Wars related. I love Star Wars. I've always loved Star Wars. And believe it or not, infomercials, the flex tapes or the OxyCleans type guys.
That's funny. Well, hey, I'm going to be up in the Dallas area pretty soon, so please put me down for a dozen snickerdoodle cookies and chocolate chip, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, so tell me a little bit more about you personally. What are you a video game guy? Do you play any video games? You a Madden guy or 2K or what?
I like video games. I play this game called Battlefront 2. It is a Star Wars shooter type game. This game called Skate 3. It's a skateboarding game. I've loved it ever since I was young.
Okay.
And I play Madden with my brother, 2K, the usual sports games. Those are real fun.
Okay. What about as you know we're in COVID-19 on your phone? What apps are you spending the most time with? Are you on TikTok, you Twitter, Snapchat? What guy do you like? What app do you like the most?
I'm on TikTok. I'm on TikTok a little bit. Uh, you'll find a few TikToks of me on there. I love YouTube. YouTube has a lot of interesting stuff on there, and a little bit of Mario Kart on my phone and Minecraft. I'm a nerd, so I love that type of stuff.
Okay. Well, as we start to kind of reopen the country and get back out to hanging out with our friends, maybe your girlfriend, what's your shoe game looking like? Are you a big shoe guy or no?
Man, I'm not. I wouldn't say I have the best shoe game, but I got some nice shoes. I got a nice pair of 270s, a nice pair of NMDs, and if I'm doing something nice, I'll throw on my boots.
Okay, I like it. Let's fast forward to the next fall, this coming fall. You're in the locker room pregame. What do you listen to in your playlist to get you hyped in pregame? Who are some of the artists you listen to?
I'm not much of a music pregame type guy, but I'd say I have some Roddy Ricch on there. I have some older Drake, a little bit of J. Cole, a little bit of Travis Scott, just to get me hyped up, get me ready to blast through the game.
Which kind of guy are you in pregame? Are you like the guy that's going to be banging his head in the locker and getting all hyped? Or you like to be kind of to yourself, going over your assignments and get ready for the game more mentally?
It really differentiates what kind of day I'm having. I'd say our first scrimmage, our preseason scrimmage, I was off the walls. I was energy, just banging against the lockers. But as time went on, I usually got into my zone and just envisioned myself being successful.
Okay. You're in the class 23 right now. There's a lot of players that are just starting the recruiting process. Shout out some players that either you play with at Nolan Catholic or guys you've played against you think are going to be big time recruits in the class 23.
23, definitely Caleb James out at Nolan Catholic. He's my good buddy. I love that guy. He's done a lot with me, and I'll always give the best word for him. Sergio Snyder, he had a breakout season this past year. He's an absolutely phenomenal, great 1-2 punch with Emeka. Steen Anderson out of Washington, he's a great guy. He's real nasty. He has good technique. Love that kid. Peyton Sayers out of Kentucky, great player. Plays strong, plays physical,
Yeah.
has great pass game, and a few kids that are above me: Jackson Newville out of Allen High School, Shamar Turner out of DeSoto, Wayman Smith out of Lancaster, Thomas Gord out of Lancaster, and the Brockermeyers.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah. Okay, that's a great list. Hey, tell me a little bit about you're a good athlete playing line, but what other sports have you played in high school? Basketball, baseball, lacrosse, soccer, wrestling. What do you do outside of football?
I did track this past year. That was fun. It was sad to get cut short, but I'm looking to play baseball next year. See how I'll do.
Okay. Noah, how would you describe your best learning style? Are you a verbal guy, a visual guy, or a physical learner?
I'm a physical learner, definitely. I love to feel out stuff, make sure I'm doing them right.
Okay. And then as far as preparation for a game each week, are you a big film guy? Are you a big scouting report guy? What do you do during the week that leads up to get you ready for Friday nights?
I like to watch film during the week, look at their tendencies, look if they align a specific way, they're going to do this, or if they're backed off, they're going to do this. If they're inside, I know this guy's coming. If they're outside, I know no one's coming. The tendencies of players and the defense.
Okay. Although you're only going into your sophomore year, but you've got a full year of varsity experience underneath you, tell me how you define leadership and how you will lead this year as a sophomore in his second year in varsity.
I think a leader is someone who has great influence on the people around him by doing the right things, and pushing others to give their all every day. I want to be a leader by pushing all my teammates through rough times. I know during the playoffs this past year when we were down, we got down, and I want to be the guy who brings up the energy that wants to keep going, that wants to fight back, and having integrity in everything I do, making sure I'm a good example for the people around me.
Oh, that's a great answer. I like that. Tell me, another thing the coach will ask you is, why do you think your game translates to the college level?
I have great technique. I have great footwork. My pregame or my pre-snap, it's very. I have a high football IQ. I'm a very hard worker. I'm willing to take on any task, and I'm not afraid to back down, or I won't back down. And it's just it, I think I'm really ready for the college level.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about sacrifice. You know, as a student athlete, that you can't hang out with some of your other friends that aren't athletes. What sacrifices? Talk about to us about what sacrifice you've given up to keep that 4.0 GPA and be successful on and off the field.
I've definitely sacrificed a lot of time into my schoolwork and my craft to make sure I'm the best in the classroom and on the field. I've had to sacrifice some relationships. People were going into bad crowds, and I couldn't let myself fall into those.
Okay. Let's fast forward 3 years into high school, 3 or 4 years in college. You are in New York City at the NFL draft. Who's at your table waiting for your name to be called?
Definitely my family, my brother, my dad, my mom, and my trainer, Patrick Lewis.
Okay, that's good. I like it. Tell me a little bit about who's your favorite actor or actress based on all the Netflix we're watching right now.
I really like Tom Hanks. He's really he can play any role. He can be funny. He can be serious. He can be sad. He's a really diverse guy that's really powerful and moving
Okay.
in his acting.
All right. Another important question, tell us what you do in your community to give back. Are you involved with your church? Are you involved with some nonprofits? Give us an idea about what you're doing to give back.
My church, they do a monthly community outreach to where you sign up to do community service for local things, if that's yard work, cleaning fire trucks, cleaning out school buses, feeding the homeless, and I try to always get into those whenever the opportunity arises.
Okay. Tell me, we fast forwarded to the draft. Let's say whenever football's over, whether it's after a great 10-year career in the NFL or after college, what does your life look like after football's over?
Man, I really want to be an infomercial guy. I love, like I said, I love selling stuff. I love presenting stuff. It looks really fun and a great way to make my living.
I laugh and chuckle because of all the kids I've coached over my 30 plus years, I've never heard anybody say that you are an original when it comes to that, but it completely makes sense. It's marketing, it's doing something different. And I'm hooked on some of those commercials. I'll buy stuff that I don't even really need and it ends up working. So I completely respect that. Last couple of questions here. We'll let you get going. Talk to me about coachability. What would you tell college coaches about how you are coachable as a player?
I feel I'm very coachable. I'm completely open to feedback, and I don't take it personally. I just take it as room to improve.
Okay. One of the things we talked about is the elevator pitch. A lot of coaches will watch this video of you early on going to your sophomore year. In 30 seconds, tell these college coaches why they should recruit Noah Ponce in the class 23.
You guys are going to get a workaholic, somebody that is willing to do anything to make himself better and the team better. He'll never let you down when it comes to school. He'll never make you worry, and he'll give you your all each and every day.
Okay. Well, Noah, I can't wait to see you this fall. I'll definitely be up there on the sidelines watching the game with you and Caleb and Emeka and all those guys. Continue to be safe. We'll see you during the summer. And if you ever need anything, to reach out to me and I'll do whatever I can to help you out. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Thank you. And tell the family I said hi.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks.
Yes, sir.